Hey guys, welcome back to the Friday Vlog, where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, pop culture, social media, technology, and items of interest that come up during the week that allow us to have a little bit of a dialogue. I want to welcome all of you guys from New Tech and of course all of you here on YouTube for your guys' continued support.
We start things off from NBC, Montana. Agent leaves FBI aimed accusation of political bias and handling of Hunter Biden's case. Now, if you didn't see yesterday's video on Thursday, we talked about Truth Social, which is Donald Trump's platform, and how Google is leaning into his social platform as not having enough moderation for their liking, but of course it is just simply they're biased to be able to keep it out of the Google Play Store. And of course, if you have been watching the BuzWeaver channel, you guys know that you are on the cutting edge, and we have talked about this for several years, how there is a bias towards President Trump. There is no mystery here. But nonetheless, we read, Washington, a supervisory agent in the FBI has reportedly left the agency aimed accusations of political bias in his handling of the Hunter Biden investigation. Timothy Talbot, the assistant special agent in charge of the FBI Washington field office, that's quite a mouthful, retired over the weekend, according to sources familiar with the matter. Of course, as you know, our favorite phrasing, besides X and sources familiar with the matter, Fox News reported. In accordance with standard procedures, Talbot was escorted out of his office building Friday, the sources indicated. So it's kind of just framing language to kind of make things exciting and noteworthy and clickbaity. And of course, they had to cite Fox News because it was Fox News that had mentioned that he was escorted out of the building, because it's just these little subtle details, of course, as we always talk about. Multiple high-level Republican senators say they received whistleblower information from within the FBI indicating Bureau leadership and, in certain cases, Talbot specifically, exhibited political bias when deciding whether or not to move forward with the investigation to Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. Now, there's no mystery here. You guys have been here for quite some time. Know the bias. Know that it exists. We even talked about the level of negativity and coverage that President Trump received from the mainstream legacy media and the media in general, and of course all his detractors. So this is no particular mystery as we continue to put the pieces together. It's all really coming to us. It's really being revealed and opened up to us as we read article after article, basically just showing us exactly what we have been talking about, at least here on the BuzWeaver channel, for the last 4 years. Amazing to think it's been that long. And then from Breitbart, FBI blasted for staged photos of documents seized in Mar-a-lago. I mean, if you're going to be biased, you might as well go all the way. I mean, why just stop at language and framing when you can go all the way even with images? So you guys might have seen a lot of this on social media the other day. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is under fire for a recent photo that showed documents the Bureau seized from Mar-a-Lago scattered across the floor, leading some to call out the photos for being staged. Well, obviously it is set up to be in a way for them to take pictures, but we already know, guys, that there is a bias towards President Trump. They don't want him to run for re-election in 2024. And of course, they're terrified of his influence, which is why they want to keep Truth Social off the Play Store and App Store, or Apple App Store. The photo was included in a DOJ filing submitted last Tuesday that opposed former President Donald Trump's request for an independent review of the documents the FBI seized from his estate earlier this month. I apologize. Let me crank this up so I can actually see it. The photo, which showed several redacted documents and others that were marked top secret, quickly made its way to social media after the DOJ submitted its filing to federal judge Eileen M. Cannon. The DOJ wins daily PR battle with photo of classified documents strewn across floor at Mar-a-Lago, Washington Examiner excitedly said. Chief political correspondent Byron York noted, story is Trump alleged mishandling of classified documents. And just look at them, scattered all over the floor. Can you believe it? Look at the childish, juvenile language. As though President Trump had strewn these things across the floor himself, or nonetheless, of course. You guys know that it started out with it being a sealed warrant, that they were gleefully happy to know that it was sealed so that they could exaggerate and sensationalize about the fact that, oh, there must obviously be information here that's extraordinarily important and significant, and Trump is going to be indicted. He's going down. Of course, as we know, this is the carrot on the stick. But, of course, Trump revealed the sealed document, which irritated them to no end. And, of course, exactly what Brian York is trying to do here is trying to make it out to be even more than it actually is, because this is what they do. This is what the mainstream media does to try to prevent Donald Trump from running in 2024 and to paint a dark cloud over him. Just more negativity that we have been totally aware of all this time. The DOJ wins daily PR battle. So basically what we just said. And is this the way the documents were found? Many on Twitter believe so. Representative, how is that possible? Yeah, Donald Trump is going to leave this stuff laying on the floor just like that, with 2A next to it, and then a ruler to show sizing and dimensions. Yeah, that's the way President Trump is going to leave it. This is how Trump stored top secret material he stole. The photo was taken from FBI Mar-a-lago. Look at the language. Insinuating that he stole it. That's an allegation, right? That's a truth claim that this person is making, Sherry. And think about it. This is the absurdity. This is the level that these people are willing to go to. Clearly, this is set up for a shoot by investigators. 2A is Exhibit 2A or Box 2A, or for the filing of the FBI report, it is 2A. So I highly doubt that President Trump would have first thrown it all over the floor, second, redacted it, which could have been redacted later or edited. But nonetheless, if you're editing the photo, that would not be the original setting that it was in. You redacted it because, of course, you already had maintained the images that you had set up to then redact later. So it's absolutely absurd, the level they go to. But it's not unusual that this is going on, because just like we were talking about with it being sealed, they were able to exaggerate and sensationalize, because if it's sealed, they can just make up whatever they want to and try to make it sound as though there's some mystery, some extraordinary level of information that is here that they have to keep put away. Of course, you continue to see individuals go back and forth on Twitter, bouncing it back and forth, because that's what they do all day on Twitter. Scott is absolutely agonizing at times with some of the stuff he says. But this is the game that is played here. Obviously, the whole point is to keep President Trump from running in 2024, or at least to paint a negative picture of him, which is what they do now. And as we covered on Thursday, the bias just towards President Trump that is becoming more and more obvious, and is becoming more and more revealing, and it's becoming, well, we're talking about it now, and we've been talking about it for quite some time, but now the actual articles that are coming out are actually illustrating, documenting, and certifying what we have said all this time about a bias towards President Trump. No particular mystery here. Yet another attempt by the agencies, biased individuals in the agencies, or what we call the establishment, or as Molly Ball called, the cabal of people, all working together to ensure that President Trump, of course, has this negative image over him, this dark cloud, as we continue to say. Very unfortunate, but nonetheless, guys, that's what I have for you this Friday.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the comments. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to, where you can see my daily post, as well as the Amazon link if you guys are Prime members or order frequently from Amazon. You guys can use that link, go to the landing page, and search for what you're looking for. And of course, it helps out the channel here in 2022. Thank you for the likes, the shares, for those on New Tech, as well as here on YouTube, and appearing right there on the screen for all of you watching on YouTube. That would be the channel icon. You can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys right there behind that camera next week.